Earlier in the show, we talked about two UFC champions and how they make it look so easy in Rousey and Jacek. Now, that's going to bring us to our top 5 of the week, which is the top 5 dominant champions in the UFC. Brown, you are up.
I'm up.
Big
Speaking of a young lady who is very good and probably the biggest star ever in UFC history, and also a budding movie star, Ronda Rousey. She's number 5 on my list, Kenny and Jen, because she's just so much better than the competition.
Yeah.
Yes, she's dominant, but you can't say she's number 1 because these girls just are nowhere near to her level. She could fight all of them, all the competitors, 15 days in a row, and she'd beat all 15 in a row. So that's why she's at the bottom of the list, but she's still a dominant champ. At number 4, listen, he has to be on your list, Anderson Silva.
Right.
He dominated for a long, long time at a very high level and was pulling off things that we never really saw. You know, from Okami in Brazil, we see him against Chael Sonnen. So he fought some of the best, Vitor Belfort. Oh, nasty. I was live at that fight, by the way, not a big deal. However, Anderson Silva for sure is one of the most dominant guys ever. And then at number 3, George St. Pierre, our friend Kenny and training partner. George, to me, is a guy who, at the time, he was just so dominant because we never knew what he was going to do, whether it was the jab, whether it was his takedowns. I've never seen anyone better in knockdown as far as mixing it up, striking to takedowns. That's what made George St. Pierre such a dominant champion. Will always be one of my favorites. At number 2, Jose Aldo. For a very, very long time, this guy, and still this day, doesn't lose. Kenny, you know what it's like to fight this monster.
He's a beast.
Enjoy that.
Yeah.
Jose Aldo is fighting the very best 140 fighters in the world and making it look easy and destroying these guys. And he's been doing it for a long time. So that's why he's almost at the top of my list at number 2. And you'll see as we go up, the weights are getting lighter. At number 1, Demetrius Johnson. And Demetrius Johnson is number 1, and he's in my pound-for-pound top 3 list because Demetrius Johnson is just dismantling guys. And he's dismantling. These guys are black belts at everything in this weight class. In this weight class, Demetrius Johnson, he's making it look easy, and that's being a dominant champion. And he's fighting the best in the world that they have to offer. And there's not a huge gap, but he's making it look like a huge gap. So that's why he's number 1.
A good list. I like that list.
Boom, Kenny.
Right, Kenny.
Boom.
Decent.
Decent.
Thank you, sir.
Give him a B.
Okay.
B plus. B plus.
Okay, well,
B
beat
plus.
in the game. So
I assume that he thinks he's got an A
I'm
list.
still bitter about
I
that.
beat in that game, so
All
I'll give you a
right,
grade.
let me do my list.
Let's see what
Here
you
we
got.
go.
Oh,
So I put Demetrius Johnson at 5. Now, Brendan Schaub, he gets all excited. He's been hanging around with Joe Rogan, and they get all excited. But the reality is, Demetrius Johnson, he is unreal. Absolutely should be a top 5, but I don't think he's got as good a competition as, say, the 55ers or the 45ers. So that's why I have him at number 5. Still impressive as all.
Hater.
You know what I'm saying. All right, number 4, Anderson Silva. The guy was an undefeated champion for so long. 185 pounds. You know, he had a lot of good competition, but just was head and shoulders above everybody else. Truly the definition of dominant champion. Look at that. It's like a high five to the face with the foot. Boom. Sorry, Vitor Belfort. All right, number 3. How can you not have George St. Pierre on your list?
You both have number 3.
Yeah, I mean, the guy is just such a stud. You talk about competition. 170 pounds has traditionally been the most difficult division in the UFC for so long, and he beat them all. And Brendan, like you said, this guy really could put together just such a tough package to beat. I mean, you never knew what he was going to do as far as his wrestling or his jab. He was just keeping you guessing at all times and doing whatever he wanted. Number 2, I have Ronda Rousey. Now, the same kind of argument that you made, Brendan. You said, you know, doesn't quite have the competition. I have her at number 2 because she just is so dominant. She's not going to lose. She's not going to lose. I don't care who it is. I have her at number 2. She's a big star. And number 1, Jon Jones. Brendan, how did you not have Jon Jones on the list? I'm disappointed in you.
I'm disappointed.
I respected you, bro.
You know why?
Why?
Because he just got reinstated.
Okay, yeah, you know, you got an argument. Okay, maybe you're right. Okay, but listen, when you look at the 205-pound division, this is another division. As far as competition has been so difficult, this was the division that Chuck Liddell ruled for so long. Jon Jones has taken it to an all-new level, not only in the fact that he's winning, but in the way that he's winning. He's a freak. Maybe the best fighter to ever walk this planet.
I think he is.
Yeah,
I think he is.
he's a
However,
freak.
his biggest obstacle is himself, so he didn't make my list for disciplinary reasons.
He's lost to himself a couple times.
There you go.
Is that true, or did you just forget to put
I
him?
forgot.
You forgot to put him on the list. You did, didn't he?
Guilty.
I knew it.
I forgot.
You did. That's all right.
No,
You
he's
may
being
have beat me
disciplined.
when it
No, I put him
counts.
on the back burner for a little bit, but now he's doing better. He's on the back burner. Hey, I beat you in this game, though.
You did.
I'll take the Kenny doll.
You did.
I'll take the Kenny doll.
Okay,
I'm so
all right.
angry at
All
you.
right, we're going to
I'm
take
gonna
a break.
take Kenny and Ronda. Okay, all right, we're good. We're good.
Coming
All right.
up next is our social media segment, Rapid Fire. You guys send in your question to us on social media. Ken Flo and Big Brown are going to answer them next. Stick around.